Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. What's up? What's poppin'? Dumalangre guy. Well, today I would like to talk about generations, the legacy, and Gomora on last night's episode. So I'm going to be putting these two shows in one video, okay? So let me start with generations. So a lot has been happening on generations lately, and I think that's why I'm starting to enjoy it now, because the past few episodes have been so boring and dry. I nearly lost interest in generations at one point, but I think they're now finding their feet in terms of entertaining me and keeping me engaged as a viewer. So last night, a few things happened, and I'm going to be focusing on Ayanda right now and her scenes. So Ayanda is currently confused and conflicted about her father, but there's a small part in her that really wants to reconnect with her dad, but she's really cautious about it, which I totally understand because of what kind of history they have or had, you know. So for her to be cautiously stepping into possibly reconnecting with her dad is something that she really needs to do, then she can go ahead with it. But Maringa is like also there, trying to encourage her to actually give her father an opportunity to make things right for the sake of Nunte, which I totally understand, and I think it's really nice of him, sweet of him to do that for Ayanda. But I do think that Ayanda needs to take some small steps before making a huge decision like this, because she knows how it feels to be abandoned by her father. So she doesn't want Nunta to feel the way she did when she was a child. And I think that's what all protective parents do. And I applaud her for that. So she started with something small, like, having him for dinner. But it wasn't just her and Madinga at the dinner. It was also Fikile and Mazwe, they were there, and also Pamela for some weird reason. I didn't think Pamela would come to the dinner. I didn't understand that part, but okay, I guess Pamela was part of that scene. And it looks like Mazwi and Pamela are actually, in good terms, besides what happened previously way back in a couple of episodes prior to this scene. I think they found a common ground, I believe, but I think that's good for them. So at this dinner, it was a bit awkward. It was a bit intense, to be honest with you. I felt like she did everything in her power not to, scream out in anguish, because the way she was sitting at that dinner table, she was like, please make this end right now, but how am I gonna make it like I'm entertained? Like, it was just so awkward and intense. I could feel the intensity through the screen in that scene. I tell you, when I tell you that it was intense, I wanted the whole world to swallow me like whole. That's how I felt. I felt like Ayanda was literally hanging in the tips at the tips of her fingers and teeth, literally just holding on, thinking, please let this end. Please. Oh my God, let this end. But, it was longer than expected, and I feel like Ayanda did everything in her power to accommodate her father. And when her father was, reminiscing and telling her friends about her at a young age and comparing her to Nundla, because Marinka's like, oh, so that's how she was, but she still is like that. And I think Nundla gets that from her. And I feel like, yeah, they're trying to, connect on an emotional level, which I think is nice. But it's gonna take some time for them to really feel comfortable with each other, and I don't blame them. I don't blame Ayanda for taking things slow, and I think for her to do this for her daughter so that she can have a relationship with her grandfather, it's nice. But she's also gonna have to be careful about introducing her to her grandfather, because you don't know what kind of turn it's gonna, like, what turn, what's gonna happen, so everything has to be at the right time. She needs to take this slowly, step by step. She can't just rush into, introducing Nunda to her grandfather, because Nunda did not know that the grandfather was alive, I believe. So that's really a delicate situation that needs to be dealt in a way that no one gets hurt at the end. And I think that's the most powerful storyline so far in terms of what I think is relatable to the audience right now. There are a lot of people who have abandonment issues when it comes to their father. They have father issues, daddy issues, because their father were not in their lives, or they just never had the time to connect with them on an emotional level. So it resonates with a lot of people who are watching Generations right now, and I get that totally. And I think the way the writers have done this scene and produced it in a way that it's so relatable to everyone, young, old, and ugly. Oh, I can't even speak. Yeah, it's like they can relate to it. Everyone can relate, no matter what age you are, and they can relate to that scene and that relationship that Ayanda has with her father. So now let's talk about the Dialis. So the Dialis are currently, trying to figure out how they're going to be working on the company, the private investigation company. It's really taking a slow turn. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's taking too long for them to make it grow in a way that I would like to see it on screen. Maybe the writers and the producers have an idea of what they want to do, but currently I feel like it's taking way too long to do that storyline in terms of what they can produce in a short period of time. I feel like it's just too long. I mean, I want the storyline to progress in terms of them actually making this idea come to life. Right now, I feel like the Diary's private investigation company is an idea. It's not really coming to vision, and I feel like they need to actually go ahead and really push for that storyline. I would like for it to actually be aired in a way that I think the Diaries can actually perform, and I want that to happen. I want to see Lucy and Miraxa, Cosmo actually owning their own private investigation company or offices. It would be wonderful. It would be so fun. I think it would be hilarious, as a matter of fact. Because they have this thing to them, they're so relatable. I enjoy watching them on screen. They just are funny and they're not forcing anything. When I watch Generations, especially scenes that involve the dialogues, I enjoy them because I feel like I can relate to these characters. I can feel what they're feeling because it's either it happened to me or it happened to someone that I know. I think that's why I can relate to the aliens more than other characters so far. But in terms of this whole private investigation storyline, I would like it to go ahead and see what they're gonna come up with. But anyway, I think that's it so far. Now, in terms of Lelutu and Malinga having to investigate this trial hospital, it's going, but it's also slow because Lelutu is, fighting for the truth. No matter what risk he's taking, I think it's gonna cost him his life because he wants the truth, the story to come out at his own risk. The same thing happened to Sienna. He was willing to sacrifice his own life to get the truth out there. But the difference is, Lelutu has a brother that can help him. But this brother, he's so up his ass that he cannot even fathom the fact that his father is trying to do something good. Yes, he broke some few laws, which are not harmful, but the thing is, he's not a cop, so he's not bound to the law, even though he's supposed to follow the law. I get that, but what I'm trying to say is that he's willing to find out the truth, but without Malinga's help, he's gonna die before he even gets the story out. Right now, he went to the hospital and Spear was able to help him find out what's going on with this trial. And he even asked for Malinga's help. So Malinga did decide to help, but it came at a condition which I think is a bit cold or selfish of him, because you can't say you want to help your own brother and it has to have a condition. What kind of mess is that? I don't get that. But anyway, this storyline is looking like it's going to be really juicy. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. I'm actually quite worried for Lelutu because he decided to confront the monster himself, Ban, who is Fikler's ex-husband. I feel like this is not going to end well. Not sure if it's going to, someone's going to get dead. I think that's going to be Lelutu. If Malinga does not step in and help his own brother, then that's going to be the end of Lelutu. Anyways, I think he's just a guest star. He's not going to become a regular like Malinga, but we'll see. We'll see. For now, Lelutu decided to confront Ban, and, we'll see what happens with that, because that was the last thing that I saw in terms of Lelutu's scene. It's like a cliffhanger on that scene. We'll see what's going to happen on tonight's episode. Now, I think that's what really stood out for me, besides Yanda and, Malinga. Also, before I move to Gomora, I would like to say that Nuntle and her friend are living the best life they could ever live right now at Cape Town. But, Nuncha's friend is having a crush on the guy that was at the hotel with them. And I think Nuncha is clocking that. She's realizing that her friend is actually having a crush on this guy. I don't know who it is. I believe it's Bonga or Figler Sam. I'm not sure. I'm just saying. We'll see you on tonight's episode. But I think that's it for Generations. Now let's move on to Gomora. Oh, God. Well, Gomora is currently a bit of a confusion for me because I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. But now that Don is gone and he's dead and the drama of the whole Tati against Don is over. I feel like it's over. I'm expecting something else to, grab my attention. And I think that is about to happen because Tati is now caught in the middle of the doctor who got shot by a hitman who was hired by Butler's uncle, because Butler's uncle is in love with Tati and he does not want anyone near Tati. Now that's being possessive. That's a trait that is really scary and it's a red flag in my eyes. For a man to be that possessive and obsessed about Tati, a woman who has no idea what she's doing. I mean, he's clueless. What did I say? What did I say in my previous videos? I said that this man has a motive for coming to Gomora, to Alex. I told you there's something off about him, and my gut was right. This man is suspicious. When I tell you there is something evil, sinister about this character, it just does not sit well with me. When I saw what he was capable of yesterday, I was in shock. I was like, he's willing to kill someone who's innocent, who's not even looking at Tati in a romantic way. Well, that's what I think anyway, I'm not sure. But even if he was looking at Tati in a romantic way, it's none of your business. She's not in love with you. Yeah, you kissed her and she kissed you, but that was it. If you love her, that's your own problem. So for you to go ahead and hire a hitman to shoot someone who has nothing to do with you, a doctor at that, what possesses you to do that? So you're telling me no man can ever seeing Tati in a romantic way because you are in love with her? That's just crazy. That's scary matter of fact. For him to do that, what else is he capable of besides killing people and shooting people because of Tet? I mean, what else? What is his end game when it comes to Tet? What do you want from her? Why are you choosing her as your object of choice? Why? What's the end game? What do you want from her exactly? Yeah, you're related to her through marriage, but what else do you want from her? You're in love with her, but for what reason? Because I feel like there's a whole storyline that is about to unfold when it comes to this character, and I'm excited to see what it is. I'm not gonna lie, these writers on Gomora are such good, they're really great when it comes to script writing. When I tell you the script on the show is a divine thing that I don't even think a lot of people can get what they're doing. And I'm enjoying every single episode that I watch on Gomora. And I feel like they're doing this show a justice. Now let's go to Ntokozo and Mazet. So Mazet and Ntokozo are obviously in love and everything's good, whatever. But, Ntokozo is so focused on being with Mazet that he's neglecting his own life, his own schoolwork. Like, he's putting so much energy in helping Mazet, being there for Mazet, supporting Mazet. When are you going to start supporting and looking out for yourself? Yes, you love her, but the problem is you're neglecting yourself, your education, your life. Why? Because you love her. You can love someone and support someone at the same time looking out for yourself and taking care of yourself. You can't lose focus because you want to help Mazet out and support her. I mean, she has a lot of people to help her and support her, but you can also support her from afar. You need to focus on yourself as well. Do not focus on Mazet to the point where you forget about yourself. And I think that's what Ntokozo is doing currently. He's forgetting about himself. He's not taking care of himself. He's losing focus at school and his life because he's so focused on Mazet and taking care of Mazet and loving Mazet because he wants to make her life comfortable. And I think there's a fine line where I think his guilt is playing a part in that because Mazet was shot because of Ntokozo, you see. And I think that guilt is pushing forward what his actions are currently displaying on screen. So, him being so supportive, loving, and trying to help Mazet to the point where he forgets about himself is because of the guilt he may feel towards the fact that Mazet is paralyzed because of him to an extent. So his guilt is playing a part in his actions and how he portrays himself towards Mazet. Now, I think at some point, it's gonna burn him out. He's basically burning the stick at both ends. And something's gonna give, okay? Something's gonna give, and if he's not careful, he's gonna lose his own life because of this. He's too young to be focusing on a person who has a lot of people around her. You need to focus on your school and yourself and your mental health. You cannot keep pushing yourself to an extent where you neglect yourself. Your parents are even trying to support you and make you realize you need to focus on your school, yourself, and at the same time focusing on Mazet and put the same energy you put on Mazet, on your schoolwork, on your life. Like, you need to transfer the same energy that you use to support and take care of Mazet to your own life, to your own schoolwork. Because how are you going to love someone when you have nothing to offer her? You need to focus on yourself. But I think I get where Ntokozo is coming from. But sometimes I feel like people tend to focus on other people and they forget about themselves. You can't love someone else before you when you don't know how to love yourself. You can't bring anything to the table if you don't know how to love yourself first. You cannot love someone else before you know how to love yourself. That's it. That's the matter of fact kind of thing. You can't. The energy you put into Mazet, put the same energy into yourself and your schoolwork. Now, Gladys and Williams are having a really difficult time getting to talk about him actually focusing on himself, but they don't want to be pushy. They don't want to come across as being unsupportive of his feelings and his thoughts, but they're also trying to find a fine line where they can say, look, we understand that you're hurting you and you want to support Mazet, but it comes a time where you need to realize that what you're doing is also affecting us, not only you. They are your parents. They have to live with you every single day. They have to take care of you physically and mentally. So if you're not going to focus on yourself physically and mentally and burn the stick on both ends, it's going to come and backfire at your parents, because they need to make sure your well-being is the first priority. And that's what they're trying to do. But you're not listening. You're not aware of what your parents are trying to do for you, because you're so consumed with helping Mazet that you're not willing to see what your parents are going through with you. They're trying to be supportive, but also be realistic when it comes to your expectations, and they're finding it really hard. I feel sorry for Molusi and Gladys, because they're navigating a really sensitive topic, or a really sensitive situation where it can't be easy for them. They're trying to find a way to get some tacos without coming across as not being supportive of his own ideas and his own thoughts. So there's a fine line between those two, and I think they're really having a difficult time, but they're not showing it currently because they're trying to nurse Mtako's feeling. And I think Gladys put it in a great way. She says, and I paraphrase, I think she said, the reason why Mtako is acting like this is because I think he's feeling guilty for what happened to Mazet, because he feels it's his fault. So he's putting so much energy in that. But anyways, let's move on to Teddy and Bongley. So Zoda has her own suspicions about how how Stumpy was able to get into the house. And I think it's because of Subongle, and she was right. Subongle actually invited Stumpy to the house. And that's why she asked Gani to change the locks. But I think that storyline is going to go somewhere, because Subongle and Stumpy are now in a romantic relationship. I think it's cute. We'll see how far that goes. Now, Teddy and Spunky have a really great sibling relationship, and Teddy is such a protective and understanding brother, which I think most of us have. He's also, strict about what Spunky does, and there's a competition that he would like to sign up for. And I think he's going to be quite good at it. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I think that's it. Teddy is currently, I think, grieving for his dad. He's been polishing his shoes, buying this Kiwi shoe polish, because he's trying to be connected and close to the father in a way that I think he was unable to do when he was alive. And I think that's a really sad but powerful thing to watch. But we'll see what's gonna happen on tonight's episode, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to get alerted on the new video that I post.